I think before anything else, we gotta just give a golf clap to Sakurai for completing the Fighter's Pass, for building out the most brilliant Smash Bros. Game possible, for compiling a roster of so many favorites, so many franchises, so many characters. The dude has done wonders, and if you saw the announcement of Fighter's Pass Volume 2, he definitely isn't done yet. But today saw the 5th character announcement, and I think it caught everybody off guard. So today I want to rank the new fighters in Smash Bros. Ultimate from last to first and figure out who was the best that Sakurai has added to the bunch. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switch Force. Make sure to let me know in the comments down below how you feel about my rankings, how you would rank these characters. Now, I'm not going to go just based on the ones that I love most. You all know that King K. Rool is my boy, and he would be top of the heap, second to none. Nobody else comes close. But I wanted to kind of rank them based on their importance to Smash Bros., the hype around the reveal, the surprise the reveal, a little bit of my personal preference. Of course, it's impossible to be totally objective, but I wanted to come up with a ranking list that felt a little bit more full circle. So I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys agree with most of it, because this has been a fantastic series of characters. Now, I'm not going to deal with the Echo Fighters. We're just going to go with the 12 new fighters, the 12 original new fighters added to the game. Let's talk a little bit about the 5th fighter, Byleth. I've seen a lot of people that say, hey, this is great. Fire Emblem Three Houses was a phenomenal game. It was one of the players' favorite games of the year on Nintendo Switch. It was one of the best Fire Emblems. It was a phenomenal title. Great to get some representation. Also, Sakurai should do whatever he wants. But given that it was so secretive, given that we had characters like Joker and Hero and Banjo-Kazooie, didn't you kind of expect somebody with a little bit more pizzazz, a little more flash? It's not so much that Byleth can't be a great character added to Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's just that it feels like a really major letdown for me in terms of how excited I was for this presentation. It's January. We're eager for a direct. We get a Smash Bros. Presentation. It's going to be the reveal of the fighter. Sakurai says a lot of people in Nintendo don't even know who it is. There's rumors aplenty about all of these crazy third-party characters. Dante, Sora, you've seen them. First-party characters. Who could it be? Is it going to be insanely mysterious, catch us all off guard? Some last-second ideas like Travis Touchdown? And then we get another Fire Emblem representative. And I just think that, man, for me, like the whole lead up to this is the culminating moment. And it's another Fire Emblem representative. And it just felt like it was kind of out of order. Given the magnitude of characters like Joker and Banjo-Kazooie, wouldn't it have been smarter to save one of those for this culmination, for this piece de resistance? Instead, it's another Fire Emblem character, and no matter if he ends up being one of the best characters in the game, and no matter if he's part of your favorite Fire Emblem or not, it kind of felt flat for me in terms of how they revealed it. And I've seen both sides of things on Twitter. Oh my god, I didn't expect Fire Emblem, so that's exciting because, I mean, nobody did expect Fire Emblem because it seems so basic. And then I've seen people say, no, like this really isn't how we wanted Fighters Pass 1 to end. Seen people say they love Fire Emblem Three Houses, so great to get in there as a major game. Of course they were going to include one. Seen people say, man, we were going on such a crazy streak with Joker, Hero, Banjo, even Terry, and then it's Fire Emblem again. It just felt like a weird place to end it on. But alas, enough about that. Let's get to the ranking. I'm going from 12 to 1. Like I said, no Echo Fighters. There's 12 original new characters in Smash Bros. Ultimate. And we'll start at the bottom. Again, remember, it's based on surprise, intrigue, importance, and a little bit of my personal preference, a little bit of that spicy salt. Let me know what you think in the comments. Number 12 is Byleth. I think this honestly was the worst reveal. There wasn't any lead up to it, which is fine because that made the hype almost more tantalizing. But another Fire Emblem representative, we have so many from the franchise. And yes, Three Houses is a super important game. Yes, it was a super big deal on Switch last year. And yes, it is a Switch exclusive character, so from those perspectives, it's cool, and it probably should be higher because the moveset looks really nice. I just can't get over the fact that this is how they chose to end the DLC for the best Smash Bros. Ever. And yes, there's more DLC coming, but this is the culmination of what we knew about first. This is what people paid for. If you invested in the pre-order before the characters were even announced, you've been waiting for this moment. There were so many characters it could have been, and I think Byleth just caught everybody off guard. And maybe it'll feel better in a couple of days, but right now I'm just so shocked that this is the direction they went. Number 11 for me is Terry. Terry is a cool character. He's fun to fight as, but I think incorporating a King of Fighters character not maybe the franchise you would have expected or hoped for Smash Brothers. Yes, it's Sakurai's decision, and we trust the almighty master of disaster with all our hearts. I just felt like after Banjo in particular, man, this was a really weird ebb and flow way to go. I don't know that Terry is a necessity for Smash Bros. And some could argue that the best characters aren't necessities, but one that they just put in. You'll see one of the characters near the top of my list that isn't a necessity at all. And because of his bonkers inclusion, it made it so much fun. But Terry, for me, also fell completely flat. Number 10 is Incineroar, and I like Incineroar a lot. Based on pure personal preference of characters I'd like to play, Incineroar should be a lot higher, but it is a Pokemon representative that didn't really go flashy or forward. I mean, Gen 8 is all out there, and we have no representative. Perhaps we get one in Fighters Pass 2. I could see that being incredibly likely. Somebody from maybe the DLC. I've thrown out Urshifu before. Who could it be? I don't know. But in Incineroar, we've got a lot of Pokemon representatives, and I just feel like he's very cool. I love his character model, even his moveset being unique. I love how Sakurai talks about the importance of making different and expanding mechanics and movesets with their character picks. And Incineroar, cool guy. Being a big brawler, a big heavy sort of wrestling fighter, a grappler, I don't know that he was all that exciting. And I think that maybe had they gone a little forward thinking or a little bit more outside the box, it could have been more interesting. But it's hard because all these characters are really cool, and I like playing as all of them. So it's like number 10 is bad, but it's also not bad, you know? Number 9 is Simon. I think including a Castlevania representative is a really cool idea, and obviously it spawned Richter as well. Castlevania has its origins on Nintendo. It's a very fantastic franchise that has evolved and grown and changed. And getting Simon Belmont in the game was pretty awesome. He's got a really nifty moveset. His projectiles are insane. He's a really cool character. You learn him, you dominate with him. He's pretty freaking awesome. He kind of, he doesn't have a humongous Nintendo, oh my god, for me. And I don't think that he'd be super missed if he was absent, but I do think he's cool. Number 8 is Hero. Now, Hero, again, has a really cool moveset, and I love fighting as him, but he's a bit generic to me. Now, I know that they went for the idea of, hey, we're going to incorporate all the heroes from Dragon Quest, because Dragon Quest is a major franchise. It's very important, especially to the Eastern audience. And look, he does really cool things. The way that they evolved the mechanic and made it work for him, the way that it works seamlessly is super awesome. It's kind of a remarkable that they were able to make Hero feel so grand. And it loses a little bit for me because it was so heavily predicted. Whether it was Erdrick or Hero, we kind of knew it was coming. And that's not Sakurai's fault. That's not the game's fault. But this ranking takes into totality everything that's gone on in sort of our Smash Bros. Ultimate experience. And the prediction of Hero was so assured that definitely lessened it for me. And I feel like because he has so many skins, that's cool. But for me, I kind of like the more defined characters. So Hero is number 8. Number 7 had a phenomenal reveal, and sort of like Simon spawned Richter, Isabelle spawned Animal Crossing New Horizons, so you got to give it major props for that. Now, I don't think Isabelle is very fun to fight as. It's one of my least favorite of the new characters, but she's very cute. She's beloved by fans. She's a major tentpole piece of a major tentpole franchise that everyone's super eager to play. New Horizons out in just 2 months, which is awesome. It's getting so close now. She's important. She's just not my favorite, and that's what makes this list different. Is like it's not just me, right? It's Isabelle was a great addition. Villager was really cool, and now they add another Animal Crossing character. It's going to be a big franchise on Switch, obviously, and it kind of the whole lead up, like the reveal of Isabelle, was phenomenal. It was such a fantastic moment in Switch history that it really deserves a spot at number 7. Number 6 is Joker. This is the legendary character that kicked off the Fighters Pass, that showed that anything was possible, that blew everyone away, and kind of like shut the lights off at the Game Awards. What a moment. The fact that like Persona 5 was incorporating itself into Smash Bros, even though the game isn't on Switch, and it doesn't look like it's going to be, we're getting the Warriors spin-off, but that's not the same. Anyhow, Joker is a sweet inclusion, bringing his persona with him, and bringing an incredibly awesome final Smash sequence that animates all differently and showcases a different art style than anything else. And then that kind of set the bar high for how can Sakurai do things different? How can he do things different with his picks? How can he do things different by incorporating franchises you may not have expected? And how can he utilize that character and really honor and cherish that character and be genuine to that character? I thought it was a phenomenal job, and it showed you that the sky was a million miles high for who could be next. I think the anticipation between Joker's reveal and the next character was insane. And even though we knew it was going to be Hero, eventually we kind of thought maybe they could go any which way. Remember, they were talking like, oh, could it be Goku? Could it be Crash? Could it be Doom Guy? Like, everybody was on the table after Joker, and that was magical. Number 5 is Inkling. Inkling is pretty expected. Splatoon, a major franchise, but you got to consider how major Splatoon is for Nintendo. I don't think it can be stated enough that Splatoon is a new IP that started off a little bit shaky, and it was a shooter for Nintendo, but kidified. In an era when military shooters were all the rage back then on Wii U, they were doing something with goofy squids and kids and paint and splattering across the stages. And would it even work? It's motion control focus. What's going on? Dude, the game soared. Splatfests are a legendary type of a gaming event, and Splatoon 2 is a phenomenal game. The Octo expansion really brings things full circle. They even brought some co-op. It's not my favorite, but Inkling is one of my favorites because of the importance it has to the new era of Nintendo. How many new IP do they bring to the table that are as successful as Splatoon and incorporate themselves and stand next to the other characters that Nintendo has built up for decades? Inkling is an awesome addition. It's an important addition. It's the right addition, and it was one of the early additions to the game that was super freaking cool. I mean, you have to remember that Inkling is how Smash Bros. Ultimate was unveiled in star-studded, surprise everyone, mind-blown, over 9,000 internet explosion fashion. That was a phenomenal moment in gaming history, not just Switch history, gaming history. The surprise unveiling of Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Inkling was responsible, so you gotta give him and her the number 5 spot. Number 4 pains me because I wish I could put it at 1, but I can't. King K. Rool is my personal favorite fighter out of all of these characters, but King K. Rool isn't the coolest. King K. Rool is very neat, and I love the way it was revealed. It's someone that people have asked for a long time. It's important from a Nintendo nostalgia standpoint. The Kremlings may be gone from the Donkey Kong universe. I hope, honestly, one day they come back. But King K. Rool is a menace from Nintendo's past, and he made his way to the future in a fantastic way. I think his moveset is awesome. I think his animation is star-studded. He really embodies the character. Again, Sakurai did such a phenomenal job of capturing the essence of King K. Rool and putting it not only in the moveset, but the animations all around. He is an excellent effort and a fantastic character. And that was sort of when things were really ramping up. It's like, okay, we're going to get all the big guys. We're going to get all the characters we want, everybody we asked for. For me, it was such an insane moment because it's the character I wanted most. So even though it can't be number 1, number 4 is a fantastic spot for King K. Rool. Number 3 is the one I was talking about, kind of the oddball that showed like, hey, you can do whatever. Piranha Plant was such a remarkable announcement. The fact that, one, it was free is fantastic and not paid. But Piranha Plant, it is a typical, everyday, ordinary, any stage Mario enemy. And here it is getting a shining moment as a Smash Bros. Character. When that was revealed, people were like, what in the world? How could this even work? How is Sakurai going to make this fighter fight? What is he going to do? What's even possible? But it's a quirky moveset. It's a clever moveset. It's a fun character to fight as. Maybe not the best, but a really awesome one. And to show that you can have Mario and Link and Piranha Plant, like the biggest of the big, the characters you expect, the ones that are kind of the Mount Rushmore of Nintendo, plus one that is just like a little pebble at the base of the mountain, Piranha Plant. It opens the door for, you could get a Goomba in Fighters Pass Volume 2. We don't know. It's possible. And Sakurai's going to do a darn good job. I hope that Nintendo embodies a little bit more of this quirky creative charm in Fighters Pass 2. They did want to honor the third parties and the different partnerships and the loves of Sakurai and the characters that, are very important, especially to an Eastern audience and a Western as well, as you'll see with my next choice. But I hope that they go weird like this. I hope they go more in-house for Fighters Pass Volume 2, because I think Piranha Plant is a really awesome addition, and it's unexpected, right? Unexpected. You never would have predicted that, especially at that moment. I don't know if anyone would have predicted it at any moment, but I love that Piranha Plant was the choice to kick things off and show, like, wow, Smash Bros. Ultimate truly is ultimate. The hype there was insane because it was so unexpected, and I gotta boost it for that. Piranha Plant is number 3. Number 2 is my favorite of the DLC characters. Number 2 is one that I think would be a dream character for kids playing Smash Bros. Or Melee or Brawl back in the day. Number 2 is a character that you didn't think was possible based on licensing, but you thought maybe they could make it work because Nintendo has kind of really opened the door with Switch. They've really gone all out. Banjo-Kazooie was fantastic. It was someone we hoped for and thought probably wasn't happening. And I think that's why the hype was so insane when it was revealed. You thought it would happen. You hoped it would happen. Then you're like, no, there's just no way. Even though they're doing crazy things with Joker and Hero and bringing in these cool characters, They can't make that happen. That's one that everybody has wanted for a long time. That would be like the perfect fit. It makes sense, right? But there's no new Banjo game. There's no new model. Nothing's really on the horizon. It's kind of a dormant franchise. What are they going to do? Well, here's what they're going to do. They're going to bring it to you. They're going to announce it at E3 and make it a phenomenal moment and rock your socks off. Banjo-Kazooie is such a creative character. Banjo-Kazooie looks amazing. It animates great. It's got a great stage, great music. And it's just one of those fan service, fan favorite, like thumbs up across the board. Such a hype moment, such a fun character, and really just like it's an emblem for what Smash Bros. Is possible, what it is capable of, what's possible with Smash Bros., what they can do with this game. Bringing characters that are from totally different companies that belong to platform holders from elsewhere. They get to partner and work with Microsoft to make this happen. If you told me back in any other Smash Bros. Era that they were going to partner with Microsoft, I'd say you're crazy. It's not possible. It'll never happen. So this is significant more than just bringing the bird and the bear into the game. It shows that Nintendo really just they went all out with this game. They went all out with these fighters, and they really tried to do things that were outside their comfort zone and also do things that the fans love. And I almost wish they would have ended with Banjo-Kazooie, because I think that would have been like the highlight of the Smash Bros. Experience. You know, you got Joker, you got Hero, you got Terry, and you got Byleth, and then you get Banjo. It'd be like, oh my gosh, we've got some cool guys. They fight really well. Maybe we're not getting our favorites. Hallelujah, Sakurai, you came through in the clutch. And he still did, because he brought this character to the table. I think the order just, it might have been better served in a bit of a different layout, but nonetheless, Banjo-Kazooie is phenomenal. And that brings us to number one. This character, everybody wanted, everybody hoped for. You knew when Ultimate was coming, this was going to be the ultimate reveal. They did it early. They got it out the way. And I think Ridley is number one. I think Ridley, again, shows what Smash Bros. Is all about. And this is where Sakurai honors the fans. He goes to the faithful of the franchise, and what do they want? They want Ridley. Let's make it happen. He's a big, bulky, hulking, freaking flying character, and they make him work. It's a phenomenal accomplishment of getting the character into the game. It's a phenomenal accomplishment of making him work in a cool moveset. He's fantastic. That move where he dives and slides, dude, that is a deadly move. It's one of my favorite moves in Smash Bros. One of the most memorable. It's one of the most annoying to get caught in. But I think Ridley, to me, Ridley is Smash Bros. A character that it's not Samus, right? It's not Mario, but it's right there. It's one that you love. It's one that you want. It's one you want to play. It's one you dream as of a kid. And there you go. You get him in the game. You get him in the game because it's Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Nintendo is going to do it right. Sakurai is going to put all of his heart and soul into this and bring forth the best characters possible. Assemble the team. It's the Avengers of video games, and here they are. And Ridley is significant because it's one that everyone wanted, and it was a massive, bold start. Massive. In a lot of ways. And that's what this game has been from the beginning. It's about to get even more massive. We'll have to do this again once Fighter Pass 2 is done sometime in 2021. It's crazy that the game is going to be rolling for another year and a half or so, another 2 years. That is awesome. This is such a monumental piece of gaming history, and we get to live it. 10, 20 years down the road, people are going to look back and say Smash Bros. Ultimate was crazy. Look at the fan favorites they brought in. Look at the third-party partnerships. Look at the quirky characters like Piranha Plant. Look at the unbelievable, it'll never happen even though we dream of it, Banjos. And look at the significant, emblematic of what Smash Bros. Stands for, like Ridley. It's an awesome, awesome set of 12. I'm sorry if you like Byleth a lot. I was bummed this morning. But that's okay. There's more to come. Let me know your take in the comments down below. How would you rank them? What do you think of my list? Hit that like button if you enjoyed and are pumped for Smash Bros. Ultimate to continue throughout this year into next year. 6 more fighters. Who are we going to get? Until next time, everybody, have a fantastic day. Be good to yourself and others. I love you a lot. Switch Force